Good evening, Baltimore. Good evening, America. Schools are getting ready to open in Baltimore City, and this message and this video is personally for the superintendent of schools in Baltimore City, Dr. Alonzo. Dr. Alonzo, I plead with you. I have called you on many occasions. I have written to you. You told me in a letter that you wrote back to me through Sheila Dixon and others that the school have no money. But how can you tell me the school have no money when your driver makes over $200,000 a year in overtime? When does he do his regular job? When does he stay out of that car? And when do you sleep, or when do you stay out of that car? Because obviously he's driving you to make $200,000 in overtime. The mayor of Baltimore City does not make that kind of money. Sir, I want to know, how and when are you going to do something and become truthful to the people of Baltimore City? Don't flim-flam us anymore. The truth is coming to light. Sir, I have pictures that I'm going to send you and to the people of Baltimore to see some of the conditions of our schools that our children are returning back to. How can children go to the bathroom that have no stalls? When they look at each other, all they could see is themselves. No toilet paper, no hand towels, dryers that don't work. We have a pool at Forest Park High School that was closed for over 3 years because of a 12-cent wire nut. We have the school at WBD Voice on Northern, which is Old Northern High School. There's a crack in the pool. Now they're using the pool as a wrestling pit. If a child slips off of that mat, he will fall into the deep part of the pool and get hurt. We have physical facilities, running tracks, basketball courts. We have places that our children play. No lights. Fences that are broken. Places that are dangerous. Sir, I plead to you, if you're the superintendent of schools, we need to look at the children and look at the facilities as from an all-round basis. Sir, I worked for you in New York City, and when you gave me impossible tasks, even the time was short, I completed the impossible task when you even think I couldn't. Now these schools in New York City are much older than the schools in Baltimore City. And if we can keep them going, I've been retired now for a few years. I have worked in schools for over 36 years. And sir, I have never seen it this bad as I seen them in Baltimore City. Remember when you first came to New York City, I was one of the first persons came to your office. I repaired your yellow chair that you brought from Florida overnight and brought the rails back to you the next morning. This is your question. How could you do this overnight? I took it to my home and did it. So don't tell me work cannot be done, sir. It's getting cold. You know, in New York City, 98% of the schools still burn coal, and we were never out of heat. We have schools in Baltimore City that run by number 2 or number 4 oil. What's the big deal? They are more modernized than some of the schools in New York City. But yet, the schools in New York City since 1978 has only closed 6 times for snow. We got a dust in here and the schools are closed. Now, if we have people that work for school districts, that live in the school districts, we won't have that problem. I insist that you make this mandatory, that the people that work for Baltimore City schools must live in Baltimore City schools. Really, I don't care where the hell you live. But if you want to work for Baltimore City schools and you want to live elsewhere, you must come in when there's snow days, when there's an emergency, and if you still want to live outside of Baltimore City, let's charge you a 5% tax for coming into Baltimore City. Sir, I would like to get with you and Mr. Scruggins, because we need to do something better. The people of Baltimore City deserve better. Sir, please, let's not play the people of Baltimore short on everything that they need to get. We pay taxes and we want the best for our children. Good evening, Dr. Alonzo. Good evening, America.